I really wanted to come on and talk to you today. I'm actually launching a brand new program. It's called Tragedy to Triumph, and it's about liberating yourself from any and all traumatic and abusive energies and activating your dream life. So something came up for me with my children yesterday that's been a really interesting insight into abuse. I hope you can hear me okay. It's windy out here. It's such a gorgeous day. So I've got 3 girls and a boy, and there was a bit of a ruckus over a meal time. The girls got hold of a bowl that had some chips in that my son wanted to eat, and they took it from him. They took it from the table, they passed it between each other, and they passed it back, and they laughed, and he was getting quite upset and quite wound up by this, and they were refusing to give it back. I asked them several times, and they were just totally caught up in their game that they thought was absolutely hilarious, winding their brother up. He's 10 years old, and after a few minutes of this, he got up from the table. He was absolutely furious, and he whacked one of them. As you can see, I don't have the perfect family life. I have the same triumphs, same struggles as anybody. And I said to the girls, that's what happens when you wind a boy up. Girls are very verbal and more tactical, so that's how they will approach something. And a boy is less verbal, but he is going to be more physical. So his response to something that he didn't like was to lash out. And my girls got so angry about this. They're all teenagers. They said, oh, that's why men are encouraged to behave in the way that they do, and why we accept abuse and violence in our lives. And I really thought about this, because obviously that's what I'm doing. That's what I am sharing with the world, is how to overcome abuse and overcome trauma and to liberate yourself from it. So I want to look at it as like a two-way system. Firstly, I want to point out that in no way whatsoever do I condone a man hitting a woman or a woman hitting a man. I deeply believe that there is a better way for humanity, a way that is loving and connected and open-hearted, and where violence does not need to come into this. And that's why I feel my program, and if you choose to come onto my program, is above and beyond you and anything that you do. Because when we learn to detach from the energies of abuse and to live in our love and our peace, that is our way of resonating that out into the world. So back to this thing about between girls and boys, men and women. No, of course it was not acceptable that my son hit his sister, and I made that very clear. But as women, we also have to recognise our role in the abuse. This is the controversial bit. I am in no way stating that abuse is the fault of the victim or the survivor. I am not suggesting that in any way, shape or form. However, if we want to liberate ourselves from abuse or any kind of trauma, then we do have to take responsibility. That's the this subtle difference. And that's what I was trying to get at with my girls with teasing their brother, is that they have the power and they are responsible, in fact, for themselves. If they had behaved toward him responsibly and lovingly, he would not have hit them. Now, again, that's very clear cut in that situation. And I'm not saying that just by being loving, you will not be abused by an abuser. But by being loving towards yourself, deeply loving, to love yourself from every core and every pore and every essence of your being, you will then simply not be available to abuse of any kind or to abusive energies of any kind. So if you are still subject to abusive energies, or you are in an abusive relationship and you're ready to move on, or you've come through an abusive relationship and you feel you're not quite free, then I heartily encourage you to download my book and video series. It's totally free. There's an opportunity to have a call with me. I'm not doing any form of hard sell. I am here to shift you so that we can make changes in the world towards our peace and our liberation.